yeah, there's always this lag time where we're live on YouTube, and let's see what's happening here. Okay, so there are viewers, so we're working. For some reason, my internet's being funny too.
Yeah, mine's showing there's an error loading your app thing, and it says cancel. Should I just click that and see, or?
I don't know.
Oh, there, now you're, okay, that might have worked better.
Cancel's a scary word because the whole.
I know.
Because like just now we were talking and then everything was just gone. So I don't know. That was crazy. But I think we're back. And we got viewers coming on. And to respect everyone's time, we'll just get started. And then when people get all settled in, we'll have their notebooks. Okay. What is happening here? All right. Hey, guys. Welcome to DFG's team call. Today we have Ashley Skeele sharing some awesome tidbits on how she is managing her business right now. And just a little bit about Ashley. She became an emerald within her first month of coaching. She became a diamond within her first 5 months. She, as a success starter, she earned her free ticket to Summit. She got Success Club 10 her first month, which just shows that she went all in. And she did all of this with a 3.5 week baby at home and 3 kids total. So she is just like showing us what can be done when the urge is there, when the why is there. And today she is just going to be telling us like how to get up when life gets you down, because we know that always happens. So I am going to be muting myself and turning it over to her. Thanks for being on.
All right. We good? Okay. So my name's Ashley. This is the first time I've ever done anything like this. Usually when I'm on calls, my video is off, I'm muted. I don't want no one to see me. I don't want to talk to anybody because I'm so in my little bubble. So this is super new for me. So I'm hoping that this all goes good. So when I first started, Erin had asked me numerous times, do you want to join my team? You post all these healthy recipes. You'd be really good at it. Let's do it. And, you'd be good. And I told her no, I think 3 or 4 times before I finally said yes. Because every time she asked me, I was super pregnant, had no even thoughts about working out, just wasn't ready for it. And then after I had my last daughter, she'd asked me again, and it was just at a point where my husband had pretty much lost his job. So investing, the startup fees, that was huge for us. But it was kind of one of those leap of faith. If you're going to do it, you need to do it now. So I signed up. I didn't pay my electric bill and signed up instead, knowing that Erin was going to give me the tools to pretty much start my business off right. And I took everything that she showed me and just ran with it. I was inviting every day. I was posting like crazy, pretty much doing anything and everything that I could do in order to really just go out with a bang and just get started right. And I did hit Success Club 10. I had a lot of good leads, planted a bunch of seeds with people, and just pretty much started off pretty fast. And it was exciting because I'd earned my startup costs back quickly, and kind of knew that this was kind of something I could do. I tried selling Avon. I sold Mary Kay. I tried college. I did a bunch of other stuff and never really went anywhere with it because there was no encouragement behind any of it, which that's one of the things that I really liked about Beachbody, was that there was always someone there rooting for you to keep going. So I got started, did really well. And then as I kind of hit month 3, I earned my Success Club, or I earned my Success Starters ticket for Summit. And I kind of started coasting a little bit, which was probably the worst thing that I could have done. I knew I'd hit my major goals on my track for Diamond, and I just kind of stalled a little bit. I did have some medical stuff that came up, which kind of put a little bit of a bump in my plan, but I let coasting and getting too busy be something that put a stop on inviting. I wasn't posting as much. If you would scroll my wall after between months 3 and 4, you probably would have no clue that I was a Beachbody coach. So the being inconsistent part really, it really was hard, because if you're not consistent, then no one really can believe in the fact that you're going to keep going. So why would they join your team? I wasn't reading personal development. I had bought myself 6 or 7 different books, maybe made it a couple pages in before I put them away. So not investing into myself also it didn't work very well. You have to read your personal development if you want to go anywhere. I just started picking up books again. I've got Audible going. I've got podcasts, numerous different books, pretty much anything I can get my hands on. I've been reading it, and I've already seen a huge increase in everything that's been going with my business. Another thing that wasn't working was that I stopped sharing my story. I stopped letting people know how I was doing, how I was improving. I didn't share any of my successes. And if I did, it was this random off the wall post where no one would really read it, because it was kind of lost in all of the other randomness throughout my page. So it was hard for people to take it highly, because it was too random in the midst of everything else. I wasn't doing the vitals. I wasn't doing the personal development. I wasn't inviting consistently. And I also stopped working out consistently, which also really does not help, because if you're not working out and you're not showing that you're doing what basically you're preaching, no one's going to take you seriously. No one's going to want to follow and do what you're doing, because you have to set the example. People are going to do as you do, and they have to know that you're doing what you're supposed to be doing, so that way they want to do it as well. And I was also super unorganized. I have an office space. I have whiteboards. I have notebooks. I have binders. I have everything that I had set up months 1 through 3 of my business, and I pretty much stopped using them all. I wasn't doing Asana anymore. I just pretty much kind of let everything get out of control, which when you're unorganized, you have really no place to start from the next day. Because I find that if you write down what you're doing through one day, you can kind of pick up where you left off the next day. And if you're not organized in having a system for anything, there's really nowhere to start. So you kind of bounce all over the place when you do try to get back started. And I also wasn't making the time. I do have 3 kids. I do have 40 plus animals in my backyard that need constant attention throughout the day. So I was making excuses for why I didn't have the time to do anything. My kids are very demanding. The animals outside are as well. And so is my family time. But really making an hour of the day should have been just 1 hour is all we need. And I wasn't making that a priority. And one thing that I found is what Aaron and I have been doing. We've been setting timers and getting 15 minutes done, and then doing something else for a while, setting another 15-minute timer. So breaking up the day has been one thing that's really helped, because getting too focused on something is kind of a bad thing sometimes, especially if you're like me, where I get way too focused and then nothing else gets done. So the timers have been great to where it can be split up throughout the day. So things that do work when getting sidetracked. If you want to, basically, if you're down and you're not doing much and you're finding things that aren't working for you and you kind of need that boost, you basically just have to go back to the beginning. The tools have already been set up by upline coaches, by, Beachbody like CEOs and everything. The tools are there. Basically just the 3 vitals. You have to read your personal development. You have to invite people, and you have to be a product of the product. If you're not inviting people, then more times it's you going to people versus people coming to you. So if you're not inviting people, then you're not really going to get anywhere, because you have to be asking people to join you, and you have to give them a reason why they should join you as well. And if you're not reading your personal development, you're not investing in yourself. That's when I don't think I ever read a personal development book before I joined Beachbody, and I have to say those are one of the best things that can be done. I'm reading the 10X rule right now, and that book is amazing. I recommend that one to anybody. It's kind of given me just a goal system and a better way to organize my goals and how to just really go for it versus kind of just piddling around trying to get stuff done. Another thing is you have to share your journey. If people don't be an information collector, if someone wants to, if they're following your page, they want to know about you. They want to know what you're doing. They want to know what you're up to, your successes, your failures. They follow you for a reason because you're interesting to them. So you have to share what you're doing and what's going right or wrong, so that way they know if you're having a bad day, they know that it's okay to have bad days. And if you're having a good day, then they can see your successes out of it. And you have to want to push towards change if you want to get anywhere. We've always been a low income family. My husband's always been working and he makes decent money, but our bills have always been higher than we wanted them to. When we chose for me to be a stay-at-home mom, because 3 kids in daycare really isn't, the best option for anybody. And we've always kind of been paycheck to paycheck. And we know that unless we do something drastic, we're always going to be like that. So for us, our biggest thing is by me being a coach and by us doing, my husband's now self-employed. So if the only way we're going to get anywhere is if we push towards something, any kind of goal. So you can't just expect change to happen. You have to go for it. You can't just wait for it to happen. If you want to make anything happen, you have to do it. And you have to do the steps that it takes to get there, because no one's gonna hand you anything. You have to work for it. And just being positive about it. If you're negative and if you just have a woe is me kind of attitude, it's harder to get things done because you're not making yourself want to do things. I have a really hard time with being positive. I struggle with social anxiety and a lot of different other kind of things that I know push me back. But I know if I'm positive about things and if I really just set my mind to something, I know it can happen. It's just getting in that mind frame of just actually doing it. And then also you have to set goals, because if you don't have something to work towards and you have it written down and somewhere where you can visualize it, then it's harder to get the steps done to get towards those goals. And one of the books that I'm reading is it says you have to make it as if you've already completed that goal. So I'm working back towards my diamond. I'm currently an emerald. All of my coaches pretty much went inactive because I wasn't adding coaches. I was just kind of stuck and settled with the ones I already had. So instead of saying like, I want to be diamond, before summit, you have to say, I will be diamond before summit. Because if you embed that in your brain and you say it over and over again, you'll do it because you want to get to that point, because you're already basically telling yourself that you are, and you're more so likely to work towards it if you want it bad enough. So you have to just keep telling yourself like your goals are already accomplished. You just have to keep moving towards them. And map your success out. If you know what it takes, everyone knows what it takes to get to diamond. So if you have like a game plan and a roadmap for it, you can kind of just mark those things off as you go versus kind of just letting things go by themselves. And it kind of gives you more of a concrete plan. And you also have to get uncomfortable. I know for me, this call is probably one of the most uncomfortable things that I've done in a while, besides letting my husband chop all my hair off. But you just have to do things out of your comfort zone, because if you don't, then you're always just going to be stuck in the same spot. And getting uncomfortable means that you're trying new things. And sometimes the only way to get new things done is to try new things and to make it to where you push out of your boundaries and out of your little comfy spot. So being uncomfortable is a good thing. It really is. And you also have to use the tools that are available to you. If you search any of the coach groups that you're in the files, there's trackers and there's sheets and there's fun calls to listen to that pertain to different things. And those are all basically right at your fingertips to where you don't have to second guess it. If you need help managing your power hour. I bet there's 5 or 6 different sheets that you can follow. And one of those sheets will be one that just calls to you and is just how you do it, because one sheet might have a couple things that don't pertain to you, but then 2 other sheets might be the best thing that's happened to you and super easy to follow. And also watch team calls. Any calls that you can get on, most of them are recorded. So if there's a bump in your schedule to where you're either at work or your kids are cranky or you just have other commitments, you can always go back and listen to recorded calls. Those things are gold mines for information. And I know when I'm having kind of a rough day and I need that little bit of spark or motivation or just the energy from other coaches who are so passionate about what they do, I go throw on a team call and listen to it while I'm doing dishes or while I'm vacuuming or cleaning up the house or something. So that way it's getting 2 things done at one time. And then that gives you that boost of energy, because all the coaches' energy is so contagious. Once you hear just how excited they are, it's so easy to just want to get excited too and just go jump into a power hour real quick, just because you know that they're on a roll, and it's fun to just be able to be on that same path as well. And take notes when you're watching the calls too. I buy huge, thick notebooks, and I just fill them full of notes. And then in order to embed that information a little further, I have Evernote on my computer, and I have tabs for every call, and I just type them up. So listening to the call, writing down the notes, and then typing them back up, that stuff's like stuck in my head, which really helps me because I'm a very visual person. Audios don't really work for me sometimes because I can tune them out so well. I think that's probably just because I have 3 kids and I can easily tune things out. But so that typing it and writing it makes it so much easier because I can go back and read it, and then I can also read my notes through if I happen to want to watch the video again. So pretty much there's always going to be times where you're on a roll, you're doing stuff good, and then it's like you hit a wall and you don't know how to pick yourself back up back from hitting the wall, and it's going to happen. I know I hit Success Club for 3 months, and then I hit, I think, Success Club 4, and I didn't hit that 5, and I was pretty much devastated. And I just kind of stopped doing everything that I knew I should be doing because I was bummed. It really stunk to hit it every single month that I started, and then all of a sudden just not. And I think it was December. And December was hard. It was super hard. Everyone was saving money for Christmas, and everyone was just not ready to invest in themselves because they were so busy. And that's okay to not hit goals, because you just have to set different ones for next month and then just keep trying. What doesn't work is just stopping. You can't just not keep going because that one thing set you back. Because if you just I think that's what happened with all the other things I tried, is as soon as something didn't go right, I just stopped and I gave up. But it's hard. One of the things, it's hard to give up when you have so many people behind you and supporting you, which is one thing that I completely love about the Beachbody just community, is everyone's there just to help everybody. So when you fall, you just have to keep going, even though it kind of stinks to pick yourself up, but you can't succeed unless you fail a little bit, because you learn from your mistakes, and that really sets you up to, keep going. And I think that's pretty much all I've got. And that was a lot faster than I thought I had. Yeah, that's all I've got.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, to get unmuted because. Hold on one second. I got it. Thanks. Hold on. Is that better? No.
Yeah, you're good.
Well, I hear her feedback, so I'm about to. Okay, I think I'm good now. I just had to close out all my boxes. I couldn't get unmuted fast enough because I was taking a ton of notes, just like you suggested to do. That was fantastic. Okay, I wrote down like little snippets from what you were saying, because it's like hearing just a newer coach talk is like so refreshing, because I've been a coach for so long now that I miss over some very vital, basic snippets that you handed out. So, okay, busy, we all are, right? I love it. Making excuses, what doesn't work? Making excuses instead of making a schedule. That is what I pulled from what you said. We all are busy, but we have to get creative with our time. We have to carve it out. Otherwise, It ain't going to fall in your lap. We've learned that, right? So we are all busy. We all have many demands in life, in our everyday life. Making a schedule to where you can work your Beachbody business is going to be key. Real quick, could you tell us the name of that book, the 10X something, and the author?
Yeah, it's by Grant Cardone, and I believe it's just the 10X rule.
Okay, the 10X rule. And Grant Cardone, I have heard of him. Awesome. So I'm writing that down. I love how you said you want what does work. Want to push towards change. Nothing will change unless you instigate change. And you're absolutely right. You know, we meet so many people who give us resistance because of their financial situation, right? I can't make a change within my body because I don't have the money. I can't make a change in my business or start a business because I don't have the money. It's like, but what are you going to do to change that circumstance? You know, and I think where you are just building that vision for others. And I'm looking down because I'm looking at your little square face. You is going to be on you to build that vision for other people and talking about your experiences, how you didn't have the finances. To start a business when your husband loses a job is like jaw dropping, right? So
it was hard. It was really hard.
I imagine so, and scary, and like just a leap of faith, and you just got to be prayerful and be like, please let this be something that I can do to get us moving in a positive direction in our lives. So kudos to you. You got to talk about that. And everybody that's listening to this call, you have to talk about your place where you came from, your reservations, your objections, what the things that you saw in the business that were kind of crazy and you weren't totally comfortable with, but why you pulled the trigger anyway, and how that's changing your life in a positive way.
And sometimes that's the hardest thing too, is because I know for me at least, I don't want to be judged for the reasons why I joined, because my family especially is very, very hard to get information through sometimes. So putting it out there that I, invested our electric bill money into a business where I had no clue if I'd succeed or not, and putting that out there, that's hard, so hard. But that's what people want to hear, because there might be someone out there who is about to lose all of their income and might have just that tiny little chunk left that can invest in themselves. They're the ones that are going to want to join your team because they can relate to you. So sometimes you have to put out that really super uncomfortable information, and people are okay with that. And they're not going to judge you for it, because they might just be in their same exact shoes you are and need that push, knowing that they can do it too.
Absolutely. Which is why it's so important to share your journey and to share pretty much every aspect of your journey. Like you said, the successes, the failures, the fears, the obstacles, the things that you come against, because that's life. And that's what's going to speak to other people, the real people that are watching you, and say, okay, if she faced that and did it, I can too. So you're nailing it. And I just want to point out, before I keep going over some of the incredible things that you said, how your confidence just changed from the beginning to end of that call. By the end of your call, I'm like, she's a natural. This is just awesome. So congratulations on getting uncomfortable enough, because you're right. That is where you grow. If we would stay forever not hosting a call or not stepping outside of our comfort zone and inviting people, then you're pretty much never going to get better at it. I mean, truth. I remember John C. Maxwell saying, no one's ever good at anything their first time. But I think you maybe just debunked that, because you did an amazing job. Huge fan of mapping out your success so you can be super intentional. Roadmaps to rank, printing out little templates, knowing that you need 4 people on each side. Who are they going to be? Like little things like that. Just say, I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a business owner. I'm doing this. When you go the extra mile and write things down and map it out and show that you care. I love what you said. Writing things down is so powerful. So she listens to a call, she writes it down, and then she takes it a step further than I do, which is retyping it. I've often reread my notes, but to type it out, that's even better. So it's like in there. Love it.
My notes safe too, because my kids color on everything. So half the time I'll write all these awesome notes, and then I'll look back and I'm like, man, there's smiley faces all over my paper. So typing it up too keeps my notes a little safer. especially since I've got 3 kids that run all over the place.
That's awesome. Well, those little guys running around are your why, and they're why you have worked so hard to get where you are and why you're going to continue to work. I love how you ended the call saying that there's going to be lulls, there's going to be obstacles in life. That is life, right? Mm-hmm. Life is experiencing the lulls, the lows, and forming your game plan of how you're going to get out of it. That right there is life. It's not just all these highs all the time. It's here and here and here. And, you know, we're better people for it. There's horrible things that happen that we wish that wouldn't, but there's always a lesson to be learned. And I think that that's, you know, as business owners and entrepreneurs, what we have to figure out is what is the lesson to be learned here so I can become better and share the wisdom. Okay, so I love it because we're keeping it to 30 minutes. That's so fantastic. That's like a national wake-up call. You delivered 20 minutes of information, and then we kind of reviewed it and recapped it. So thank you so much for lending everything that you did today. It means a lot to us. Thanks for getting uncomfortable enough to grow to where your next call, you're going to be on it, A-okay, excited about it. Yeah, I'm going to probably go out and get that book. And if anyone has any questions, please feel free to write in DFG, and we'll go over anything that you need to go over. Thanks, Ashley, so much. I hope you have a wonderful day.
Thank you.
Talk soon.